I did the numbers for... I'm continuing on Botany. 64 to 66. I did a couple leaves. I went ahead and tried to figure out which ones were fast and efficient to do. And I will tell you that I want to clear one thing up right away. My other video, I was talking about speed bonuses, and I was saying about the 20%, but I made a mistake. The 20% comes from the difficulty bonus and the speed bonus. So if I am correct this time, the speed bonus is 10%, and the difficulty is 10%. Okay, with that out of the way, that cleared up, I am now doing the next part of the leaves. And it is between, there's 3 of them. The flowers for Algae Run, Bamboozled, and Timber. Now, 2 of them are the 25% bonus, but I would not recommend doing both of them. Okay? Bamboozled, the one I'm doing first, is the first one of the 25%. So, what I mean by that is, this one is going to be, the, put a little background music on there for you. You have to complete 8 of them to get the 320, to get the plus 25. Now, with my gear, this is not very efficient, because it takes me way too long. Oh, I keep forgetting to put experience on. I would not recommend doing this one, but I'm doing it first because I know I'm going to be using a lot of GP. I'm doing this just to show you on this video. Okay. Also, I am level 65 right now. So, this log here is 7 hits. When I was 64, it was 8. And the last log is 9, like always. It seems like that log stays the same for now. But this is my first test run here. I am not too sure how this is gonna go. So I missed. When I get to the 4 mark, I'm gonna find out if I'm gonna have enough to do this or not. So far so good. Oh, right here. So I'm only doing this to show you the experience. I would not do this one otherwise, myself personally. But for the sake of the video, I am showing you what those stats look like. Now, my gear has not changed. My gear is exactly the same how I left it in my last video. I literally did the video half hour ago or so, and I'm doing the other one right now. Now, if you look at my percentages, I missed once. So, if I miss once again, I am in big trouble. And there it is. So, I'm going to have to finagle this for my benefit. I'm going to have to hit... I don't want to not do this. So, I am going to go ahead and use a potion. I'm going to do this right now. And then I'm going to use a potion. Make sure I get this complete. I'm going to have 2 left after this. You know what? I'm not even going to mess around with it. I'm just going to use the potion. Now, if you did notice that the numbers changed, obviously, for me when I leveled up. They go up, I think, like 6%. Something like that. So now, when I say those numbers, I mean these numbers here go up. Now, I did make it, okay? And now, I did this one first to show you that, because I knew that might happen, okay? So I did it first on purpose, because Bamboozled is the 8 completed ones, and the flowers is the 4. Okay? So, I'm going back to do timber right now. If you don't mind using a potion like I just did, then that one and the 4 are probably your best bet. But you're gonna probably have to take a break in between because your potion cooldowns are, you know, through a couple, 2 or 3 minutes. I think it's like 3 minutes. If you have good enough gear, by all means, the bamboozled, and flowers are the best ones to do. You will get a lot of experience for doing them. Now, the raw experience for this node is around 6,000. At level 64, it was 5,7. Oops, I did not want to hit that. That was a mistake on my part. It was like 5,736 or something times 40. It was 229, whatever. Now it's 6,000, so it's a little bit more. Don't make the same mistake I just did there. Do not hit Field Mastery 2 for this leve. I'm on autopilot. I've been doing leaves all night yesterday and all this morning. I'm trying to hit 70 on this guy, and I'm actually making a lot of good progress. I started doing this around 10:45 Eastern. It is now 12, and I am pretty far along on this. I am pretty sure I can do this in a day. So, please make sure you understand I made a mistake on my other video. Okay? The speed bonus and difficulty bonus are separate. They are not in the same field. When I was talking in that video, I forgot about the difficulty bonus because it was just natural for me to have the +1. If you do not do a +1, your stats on the logs will be higher, I believe. That is actual speculation. I do not know. That might be like 85% on a 0. But the difficulty bonus and the speed bonus are separate. So, if you do not make the speed bonus, you will still get a difficulty bonus of 10%. But if you make them both, it's around 20. At a +1. Now, if you notice, I'm not hitting the Field Mastery 2. And if I would have not made that mistake, and I would have just not hit that, I'd have been at 564 already. Ugh, that was my mistake. I might pop a potion going down so I can finish this for you guys. I'm at 500. It doesn't take, like I said in my other videos, it's an hour of game time. At this level, at level 70, you will get a different passive that boosts your GP regeneration. I do not know what it is. I did not do it yet. I do not have a 70. But from 60, 69, you do have the same stats from Heavensward, I believe. And if that is true, it is around 300 GP per hour of game time. So it might, I think an hour of game time is like 3 minutes or so. Could be a little bit more. But that's what I think it is figured out. I'm not entirely sure. Don't take that for a rule of thumb. Okay, so now I was doing this at level 64, and I was getting 8 per hit for the small log, and I was getting 9 per hit for the bigger log. So, I'm gonna have to probably... What I did was the first log here, the first one I did, if it doesn't have the bonus, okay. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to get a perfect run on this. I didn't. Perfect. Okay, so if I would have got a perfect run on that, I would have had 35, 44. 44 evaluation, so I'm missing 9. I'm missing. Okay, so now, either way, I was going to do the same thing. I might have to change it up at the end here. But I just hit Field Mastery 3 and go for the biggest one. Go for the Bolting Bell Bloom. If you are level 64, this is not 100%. So be very wary of that. It is 92 for me with these stats. Was 92%, 91 or 92%. So it is not guaranteed. Now, when I get done with this, I'm going to see what I need. And hopefully, the numbers I need is not enough that I need to use a Field Mastery 3 again. It's not. Okay, so what I would recommend doing in that case, I would recommend leaving the node you're going to see in 1 second for last. This. Gathering rate, 10%. So, I need to hit 3 of them, and hopefully... Okay, good. Alright, so I completed it. So, my recommendation from 64 to 66 will be timber and flowers for Algae Run. I might be saying that wrong. I'm not very good at pronouncing anything, but the names in this game are funny, but I can't pronounce most of them. So, I'm going to show you the turn-ins for these. And these are massive for the 25% and the +1 difficulty and the speed bonus. Okay, first one. Difficulty and speed bonus completion, which is timber. You get 577,170. Okay. Now, the 25% and the difficulty and the speed bonus completion. Look at this. It is huge. 708,345. If you have the gear, these are excellent leaves to do. Bamboozled and flowers. Excellent leaves to do. I do not have the gear where I am comfortable enough to do them. Both. I am okay with doing the flowers because I can use a potion if I need to. And actually, some of them give you 3. So, if you can get those 2, and you can get the +3 on one of them, perfect. If you cannot, then, you know, you're going to have to use some or craft some or don't use anything. See if you can get the bonus. So, right before I end the video, I'm just going to say that, you see my GP right now is 234. The reason why I would do 2 is because I'm going to do timber first to get this back to 500, 600 GP. And then I'm going to go back and repeat the flowers. So, I'm going to get the 708,345 for the flowers, and I'm going to get this 577,170 for the timber, which is about 1.27 million, plus the raw experience from the actual nodes, which is around 400 to 500 thousand, 400 or 500,000 experience, with no rested bonus and no other Disciple of Land leveled. This is just my first one, raw experience. So, final recommendation: I would recommend doing timber and flowers for the Algae Run, as your 2 leaves from 64 to 66. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will be doing another one once I get to 66. Also, one quick thing: I didn't do my class quest yet, so I would recommend, if you do not do them, go and do them. But alright, guys, have a good day. I'll see you in my next video.